All right, here we go. We are recording. I want to welcome you to this is like the young adult conversation, as we have conversations after church with our young adults, our younger viewing audience. Just want to welcome you guys. Thank y'all for watching first, however you watching or however you listen. I want to say thank y'all for watching. This is going to be the first episode that we are uploading on our Spotify, on our actual audio podcast. So if you are a fan of our Bible study, you'll be able to listen to this everywhere where you can listen to podcasts. This is going to be the first one that we are uploading as a podcast. But for those of you who watch, thank y'all for watching. I don't know if y'all want to introduce yourself. Everybody already know who we are. If you want to introduce yourself. Before we do that, I want to say like the show, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, that's it. Before we get into our conversation, everybody let's introduce ourselves.
I'm Dion.
I'm DJ.
Yeah.
That was the quickest intro I've ever heard in my life. I'm Marcus. You know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah. So today I wanted to talk about first encounters with God. Like I wanted to talk about like first encounters with God. Like, you know, what got you into like Christianity? What got you into church? Was you raised in church? Was you not raised in church? I mean, I know, but want to talk about that for the younger viewing audience. So yeah, I think I think I came up with the idea just because I know most people, they see me and they think that I'm just a product of because I was raised at church, you know, even though I was raised at church. But most people would say, oh, you're just doing it because your granddaddy was a preacher, your daddy was a preacher, you know, your family just came from church. And that's not actually the case. That's not actually how I actually came to God. So, you know, what are y'all thoughts on that, man? What do y'all say to
Want to go first, then?
Nah, you go first.
But my story is unique, bro. I feel like the way that my relationship with God developed was unique, and it was like not the typical, you know what I'm saying, story. I feel like a lot of a lot of people have the impression that like, oh, you was at church,
Right.
it was altar call,
Right.
and then you went down the aisle and he prayed for you, and you know what I'm saying, you
Right.
turned your life over. That's not how me and God got close. Like my relationship with God started because I wanted a girlfriend. I wanted a girlfriend, man. Look,
Is that bad to say that though? Like, is that bad?
I don't think it's bad. I just think it's different from what people expect. You know, people expect Christianity to be a certain way, or like relationship to be a certain way. But mine, it started off because I wanted a girl, man. I wanted a girl. I was lonely.
How does that work? You say, God, if you real, send me a girlfriend.
Nah, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. But it was at a period in my life where like that was, you know, I wasn't really getting a lot of attention from the opposite sex, and I felt a little lonely, and it was hurting me a lot. And a lot of my interests revolved around the relationship, around the romance, and like you know, I was going to school and everybody was getting crushes and people that they liked, and people liked them, and I wasn't getting that at all. And after a while, it started to weigh on me, like, man, like what's wrong, you know? And I was depressed for a while. I was depressed for a lot of my preteen and teenage years because of that. Yeah, but it came like the relationship with God started because I started to talk to him about it. Like I started to talk to God and ask God, like, you know, like what's up? Like what's wrong with me? You know what I'm saying? All my friends got people who like them, but don't nobody like me. And it's been this way since I started school. Like, like nobody has ever liked me my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, God, like what's up with that? And I was lonely. I was sad. I was very sad. I was very, very sad. That was like real depression right there. And I was praying to God, I was like, God, what's up? Like, what's wrong with me? Like, what I gotta do? Why am I always like by myself and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. And I remember one specific session that I was praying to God, because I would only pray, but I wasn't really receiving nothing yet. I was just praying because like I was known, like I was around the church, you know, so I was around the church. So I understood that like if nothing else, you can't go to nothing else and nobody else, you can go to God. So I was going to God. But one particular session, the session that changed everything, was I was at a park. I was at a park by myself. I walked to the park by myself, bro. That's how down I was.
Wow.
I walked to the park by myself. Nobody knew who I was. So I was at the park. I sat on a bench and I was alone and I was praying to God. And I asked God, why am I so alone? Basically. I was asking God, why am I so alone? And for the first time, he ever I ever received anything from God. And he told me, because the reason why all of these years are spent alone is because you're supposed to be spending this time with me, because there's gonna come a time where you have too much and you're gonna get distracted. And at the time I was like I didn't understand that it was God. But
Right.
I thought
Right.
it was a thought in my head, but at the same time I was like, man, ain't no way. Like, ain't no way this is the reason that, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no way this is why. Like, it can't be.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's what I was gonna say. How did you know that it was God?
I didn't at the time.
Right.
I think that when I actually understood what was God's, like, God showing me, was because I think I would pray to him, and then I think after this conversation I would pray to him, and then somebody would do something or say something
Right.
small,
Right.
but it would correlate to some of the conversations that I would have with God.
Right.
And it was basically God saying, like, hey, I hear you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
But at the time, did you recognize that, or
Yeah.
you started
yeah, I
putting it
did.
together?
I
Oh,
did.
okay,
I
okay,
did. I
okay.
did.
There
Like,
you go. Okay.
When stuff started happening, like small things,
Yeah.
not a big change, but
Right,
like
right,
when
right.
small stuff started happening, even in the deepness of the depression, like small stuff would happen, and it would happen in a way to where I understood that it was God throwing the nuggets.
Got you.
Like, it was God saying, man, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just, it's not like I don't care. Like, God showed me that he heard me and
Yeah.
understood what my prayers were and what my
Bro,
feelings were.
okay.
And
Yeah.
I was like, thank you, God, thank you, God, thank you, God. It's stuff to this day, I will never forget.
Like,
Such-
you know that it
Yeah.
was, you know that it was
Yeah.
God.
If
Because
I-
ain't nobody around you while you praying that, right?
Right,
And
right.
then like you just somebody out the blue just
Yeah.
randomly.
The thing about it is,
Wow.
if I speak about like the things that I know, like the things that I'm talking about, if I speak about the things that had happened, or like what was said, or like something that I had noticed out
Yeah.
of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? If I would speak about that, most people would be like, man, that ain't nothing.
Right,
But
right.
but
Because I
no,
was sure finna say
knew,
that. Look,
I knew.
I was gonna say somebody watching this gonna say, "Bro, you tripping like that? That wasn't
that
God.
don't
Like
even
that
mean
wasn't."
nothing.
Yeah.
But nah,
How would you-
I knew.
How would you respond to that? Like somebody say, "Bro, you thinking that wasn't really God, bro? You tripping? It was all in your
Tell you
head."
what, I would say try it.
That's what
Try
I'm
it.
saying. You got to
Try
your
it.
own personal
Try it.
experience.
Like,
Yeah.
put your faith in it, pray to God, and just keep going, and he's going to show you in ways that you understand that it's him. Like, that's how my relationship started. Is because I wanted a girl, I would pray to him
Wow.
fiercely, and then he started to
But say fiercely.
right, intensely, and he started to give me little nuggets, and I'm like, all right, God, hear me, like this
Yeah,
is
right,
real.
right,
So I
right.
would pray to him more.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
ask
Okay.
him, you
That's
know what
good.
I'm
That's
saying?
good.
And
That's
then
good.
like that's how the journey, like that's how it kickstarted.
That's how it's
And
okay.
there's a lot to talk about.
Right.
with
Right.
that journey. Like, it wasn't just, okay, I see you, God, now I, you know what I'm saying, we tight, we like this.
Right.
Like, it took some time for it to be tight, you know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like,
but
it's still a story to tell, but that's how it,
That's
how
the
it started.
origin story.
Yeah, that's the spark that started it all.
All right. Gone, me. The flow is yours. I want to hear actually, how y'all's, coming to faith happen.
Well, for me, it was like, like how DJ said, like it was always a foundation. Like I was around people that pray and like know God and stuff. He was like when you can't go to nobody else, you can go to God. Like
Yeah.
I always had that in my head since I was like little. But you know what I'm saying? Like I will always like ask God for like little stuff, get me out of trouble. I remember one specific time, like I was supposed to get a whooping, like I was in trouble. I was like, God, please don't let me get a whooping.
Don't let me get a whooping.
And I ended up not getting a whooping.
That was God, because I was ready to. Boy,
You was whooping. You was whooping when you didn't even need the whoop. You'll find any reason.
But that was God. Dad didn't whoop you. How in the world? How? What happened? Like I was too sleepy and I just
don't know.
let you
forgot
slide.
what happened. I just know I ain't get a whooping, and I was happy. I was like, God is real. God is real. I knew that I was young. I was young. I was young. But I say like
Yo, that's
it
funny.
really started like he said, like I knew God, like
Right.
I just didn't have like no relationship for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It didn't really get serious. Like I didn't realize it didn't really get serious to like maybe my sophomore year in high school. Like,
Okay.
Cause I was like at a really vulnerable point, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I didn't know what to do with myself at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like before I realized like what God actually like was here for. I mean, not here for, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
before I went to God, like I would try to do everything myself, like figure out everything myself, like get over everything myself. But we have God, like God's here, like
Yeah.
God's our source. And I had to realize that like it was a lot of stuff I was going through, and I was just asking God to get me out of it and asking for wisdom. And now that I'm looking back on that time, like he was actually giving me wisdom in that time.
Wow.
That,
Yeah.
like it's sticking with me to this day. Like, you
Oh,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like basically that's where I met him. My sophomore year, I was like really vulnerable and depressed, and I had like a lot of stuff going on in my head, and I was just praying a lot. Like I was just praying and just like dropping a lot of stuff that was in my heart, like that I kept for a
Yeah.
long time. I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
letting it out, and like I ain't gonna say I know he wasn't answering at the time, because I knew he was listening. Like I knew he was listening to me, but like ain't nothing happened like that.
Right.
But you know, I was still praying every day because I had my faith. My faith would grow like
Yeah. Right.
every time. But it was a vulnerable. I was vulnerable, but I was consistent with praying. Like I was really consistent.
I wanna say something, bro. And I don't know if
Nah,
I
you
can-
good, bro. You good,
bro. I want to say something. It's crazy. I find it coincidental how both of our stories, we met God in the darkest time, like in
Yeah.
the dark, ugly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Ugly
you're right.
time in our
Yeah.
life.
Right.
And it's not glamorous. Like
Right.
it's actually the
Right.
opposite of glamorous.
Right.
Like the whole concept of like altar call and
Right.
you going to altar prayer.
Yeah.
That's not
Thank you,
near-
God. I wanna
yeah.
check out. Yeah, I wasn't even like that. Yeah.
oh man, it's like the opposite of how we met him. Like,
Yeah,
in the dirt, you know what I'm saying? In the
Yeah.
dirt, in the darkness was
yeah.
how like we came to find out who God was and like build a relationship with God.
Right.
Bro, you know what? I feel like a heathen. I came to God like I was in church always, but like my aunt Sandra, she caught me outside at church one day and she was like, bro, you need to change your life. Like the devil gonna kill you. You gonna die. You in these streets, you like, what? Bro, it was like that, bro. It was just like that. And so I started like, okay, I'm gonna change, but then I unchanged. Like I changed and then
Yeah.
I like went back
Yeah.
Back
hard.
That's how it
Yeah.
go, though.
And
Yeah.
then I didn't really just get like back real and have like start develop. Well, it's like I would always pray and talk to him, but like to develop a relationship, I never did that. I would just talk to him about like, God, please forgive me. I know you see what I'm doing, but like, just don't kill me yet. You know what I'm saying? And then it got to the point where it was just, bro, I was reading this book called The 8th Habit by Stephen Covey. And it was like through reading that book, like literally everything changed. Like he would send me stuff, give me thoughts like you need to get out of here. You know, I'd be doing stuff and I just feel uncomfortable. I'd be getting drunk, and he just kill my buzz and be like, go home. But then like the time that it actually got real, I was reading the book and it was just like everything. I don't know. I can't even explain it, but like everything about my life just became so clear from that book. And it wasn't even the Bible.
Mhm.
And then I started talking to God and then he just started giving me like thoughts, crazy. I pick up the Bible, like, all right, God, what is up with this? Like, am I really supposed to be a preacher? And I pick up the Bible and like one verse, I would get like a whole sermon out of just one verse. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? And then it was just like, you know, he just get serious.
Right.
So yeah, mine was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like mine was, you know, I don't know, kind of like he didn't force me, but I had to see like the consequences. You know what I'm saying? I had to see like, oh, this ain't gonna work, bro. You know what I'm saying? This ain't it. I had to hit right.
a lot of mine was more so curiosity. I think that like my relationship with God built it because like there were things that I didn't understand about what was going on.
Yeah.
And he answered some questions. He answered some questions, and I'm like, I asked about that, and this is exactly what I'm led to see. You know what I'm saying? Like I would ask something, I would ask about something, or I would say I'm confused about this, and then I would be led to a revelation about it. And I'm like, oh, that's what I was praying about. So I'm like, all right, he hear me now.
Yeah.
So now let me ask about something else.
Yeah. Right.
And then-
Right.
Or let me try something else. Or now let me like have my ear open for another thing that I had prayed about.
Yeah.
Maybe he gonna answer it again. You know, so like a lot of it was curiosity
Mm.
that made it work. It's like when a stray dog. It's like when you taking care of a dog for the first time, like the dog don't really like it's scared of you at first,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you feed it a little bit, and now it's more receptive to you.
Yeah, right,
Because
right,
it's
right.
like, all right, he feeding me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
he
saying?
finna
Feeding me.
smack me or
So
something.
like
Yeah.
that, I feel like that's the dynamic how mine started. It was curiosity, it was like uncertainty, and I would be led to some answers, or like be shown that he sees me in ways that I can understand. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, you see this. All right, let's work on something. Let's do this, guy. What about this? What about this? What about this? And he would do it. But I also want to say another thing.
Go
want to say
for it, man.
another
Go
thing.
for
So-
it. Yeah. That's
so-
what we here to do. You talk.
The thing that I realized, bro, and it's crazy because I was young when I realized this, bro. I was young,
Okay.
but it was early in my relationship with God. So like I'm not gonna say I knew God completely, but we were building a relationship. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I understood the basics of like having an ear for God whenever he like leads you to an answer.
Yeah.
So it got to the point where I started to realize, man, sometimes God is funny, bro.
Yeah, he actually does
Sometimes
have
God
a
is
sense
funny,
of humor.
man.
That is very
Sometimes
true.
God is funny.
He does
man.
have a sense of humor,
Especially
man.
in the beginning. And I think that lightened it up for me a lot because like
Oh yeah.
yeah, because like my perception of God was like
He's
you're going to
mean.
hell.
Yeah,
You know
right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
Like,
right.
he's mean, he's hard. And I'm not saying that he's not, because when time calls for it,
Yeah,
he is,
right.
but he's not he's not here to send you to hell. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
he showed me that, like, hey man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hear you, I see you, and I can actually resonate with you in a way that you can understand and you
Yeah.
can feel me. You know, like you
Oh
can
yeah.
feel me.
That's
Like,
what's up.
I felt him when I was laughing at some of the stuff that he was showing me, or like places that he would take me,
Yeah.
and I was like, God, you were something.
Yeah,
else."
right.
And I
Like
would
just an
and I
inside
would
joke right between you and him.
exactly,
Yeah.
like an inside joke. And
Yeah.
I would laugh, and I'm like, man, I felt that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
right,
like,
right.
I could feel him. you
Yeah.
know? And I think that's an interesting thing too that people don't really talk about. Like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he actually does have a sense of humor. Like he not playing, but he got a sense of humor
Yeah.
to where like y'all you like the
Yeah,
inside
like, you
joke
understand
thing.
it,
Yeah. I get that. I totally get that. What would you say to somebody that's watching and say, how can I begin my relationship with God? Like I want a relationship with God, or I'm curious about it. What would you say to somebody that's watching? Like how do a person start their relationship? Like, you know what I'm saying? What would you say?
Man, look, me personally, I can only speak about how it happened with me. Other people's stories are different, you know, obviously. But what I recommend pray. Start to pray. When I say pray, it's not like
Oh, Heavenly Father,
yeah,
we
yeah,
come
yeah.
thee bowed
Which
and
is-
body bit.
my recommendation is to talk to God honestly and purely about the things that you feel, the things that you desire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
talk to God, and also after you talk to him, have an ear, like have a ear, a openness to seek his answers. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right,
like,
right.
That's what I think. I think that you have to, if you have no relationship with God, you pray first,
Yeah.
and then you seek God. And I think that the more you seek him, the more you'll find him.
Mhm.
You know. So, and I think it's easier to seek him after you've been praying for a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
my recommendation. Pray, talk to him, and in my experience, he will show you that he hears you. He
Right.
will show you that he hears you.
How do you know that it's him? How do
You-
I know that it's him and it's not my own mind?
You'll know, like your mind and God's word is like two different
You
things.
ain't lying though.
It's two
You ain't
different
lying.
things, bro.
Because I was gonna disagree with you. I was gonna be like, sometimes you don't know. Like, even to this day, sometimes I still like I ask him about certain things, and sometimes I have a hard time discerning if it's my conclusion or his. But
Mhm.
sometimes when God speaks, it's like that wasn't me.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't me.
It's like what you said, like, you know, your mind and what he say is like totally
different
different.
things,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like sometimes it'll come in a flash. Like I remember I was real big on Rubik's Cubes, and I had brought a Rubik's Cube to church one day, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was
I
just
remember
going.
that. I remember that.
Man, I was going on like solving it, messing it up, solving it, not paying attention. And I kid you not. I told my mom about it. I kid you not. I was solving a Rubik's Cube, and a snap, it said, "Put the Rubik's Cube down, DJ." Just like that.
Mhm.
Put the Rubik's Cube down, DJ. Quick. Just like that. And I said,
put it down.
Bro, I'm not kidding. Like that wasn't me.
Right.
I like
You're not gonna tell yourself to put the Rubik's Cube down.
exactly,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
DJ. Like
Right,
my
right.
name was in that.
Yeah, right, right, right,
Put
right.
the Rubik's Cube down, DJ. And I said like I think I just heard
Yeah,
something. Like it was in my head, but it
Right,
wasn't
it was-
me.
right.
It was quick. It was like the arrow, bro.
Yeah.
That pierced through my own
yeah,
brain.
yeah. Okay,
You know what
okay,
I'm
Bro,
yeah.
I got experience just like that. It was like second grade. Like this is around the time, bro. I was acting up,
Yeah,
bro.
Like, I was
Wilding
like,
you-
out,
yeah,
son.
bro.
Wilding
So,
out.
like, it was,
But it would be the teacher would call,
Yeah,
and look,
bad.
I had to be dad, but bro, it'd be so funny the stuff you doing. Like, who
Yeah,
thinks of this,
bad.
bro? Like, how? But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, go
Nah, you
ahead.
good. Bro, it was like one time I was wilding out. I guess like I remember like I was under the table or something, and I just heard like, "Man, get from up under that table. You know you're not bad." I got him out the table
For real?
Yeah, bro.
You remember that from
I
that?
was like,
that
bro, I
long
looked
ago?
at the teacher. I was like, bro, did the teacher say that? No, she was drinking out of a Pepsi bottle. It was no other adult in
See,
there.
that's how you
Wow.
know. That's how you know.
I was like, man, let me get up, man.
Let me
Wow.
get up. Like it.
Yo, that is so crazy to me, dog. That is
Yeah,
so
man.
crazy.
You know
And
what?
I mean, you looking back on it, you like, that had to be
Yeah.
my job. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
To go deeper on mine though, like that was an instance where I knew instantly that it was God. Sometimes I don't at the time.
Okay,
Sometimes
yeah,
I really
yeah.
know until time passed. But that one, to go deeper on that, I think that he said that to me because he knew I had enough sense to pay attention to
Oh,
what the preacher-
right,
you know what
right.
I'm saying?
Got
Like,
you. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was-
That makes
I was
sense.
always the kid to pay attention to what the preacher was saying, and it
Yeah.
would give me wisdom.
Yeah.
But this particular day, I was just like, man, I don't even care.
On that
Yeah.
Rubik's Cube.
I think that God, like, he knew that I had enough sense to be like,
to reject, to
like, pay attention,
understand. Yeah,
respect it,
yeah,
you know, like,
yeah,
respect
yeah,
the
yeah.
church. And I think that's the reason that he did it, and it would make sense, you know.
Wow,
That makes
That's it.
sense. That do make sense.
Yeah.
that is crazy to me.
Because,
Like, I
a
would have
kid-
never
look,
expected
a
that.
kid doing a Rubik's Cube, it don't really seem like
It don't seem that bad.
it's not a bad thing, but
Right.
for me,
Yeah,
it kind of was
because you
time,
usually
you know.
pay attention.
Yeah. Wow, that's heavy. That's really heavy.
You
That's
know
really
what? It
that's
didn't
really heavy.
happen every time I wasn't paying
Right,
attention.
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you
I did
know that
a
it was
bunch
him.
of times in church where I wasn't paying attention to nothing.
Yeah.
you know? But that specific time,
Yeah.
like, nah, put it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. You know, like when I first started preaching, before I even knew what God's voice sounded like, I would be sitting like we sitting at a table or something. And then I'll just hear like, you need to preach. And I'm thinking like, what? You need to preach. I would just hear that. And then sometime
like the
it'll just
Green
be,
Goblin, man.
bro, yes, bro. And then the thought of coming to preach. Bro, imagine being 15, wilding out, bro. I was smoking weed then. I was getting kicked out of school, fighting like every week.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting at the table. Me, JJ, Antoine, TJ, we all sitting there like chilling. Preach. Like I keep hearing it in my head, bro.
Yeah.
Man, it was just like I know it was him now, but then I was thinking, like, is this God? And then I went and I asked Dad, and he was like, yeah, that's God. Like, I think he telling you like you supposed to be a preacher.
That
Like,
remind
Lord,
me of
please
this-
don't let me be a preacher.
You was praying not to be a
I
preacher.
man, no, I know I was gonna have to quit smoking, and
Yeah.
I was.
That
but
reminds
anyway.
me of the story in the Bible. I don't remember who, but it was a kid who was anointed, and God was calling his name.
Oh, Samuel. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That reminds me of the story of Samuel. When you
What was different about your mindset before you like really got serious about God, and what's the difference now? Like, what was your difference? What was the difference in your mindset before you got serious about God, and now? What was the difference?
I'd say for me, like it was like always like I could do this by myself. Like I don't need God. Like I could just figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Or it's not even just that. It was consequences. Like my actions, what I do affect myself and also like other people. That after I encountered God, like that shifted in my mind. Like consequences and like doing stuff on my own. I know it's more stuff to it, but like those two are like the main things.
Yeah, so
For
like
me.
doing stuff and you like now you like pray more,
Yeah.
like you consult God instead of like I got this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
For me, I think the biggest thing at the time, like from not having a relationship with God and then having a relationship with God, I think the biggest thing was actually like the biggest shift was the idea of God, like the whole idea of God.
Explain that. That's a heavy
Like-
statement.
Yeah, I think it's not hard to explain, but I want to explain it in the right words.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel like before I had a relationship with God, I knew of God. You know,
Okay, right,
I
right,
knew
right.
that
Okay,
there
that
was
makes
a God, and I knew that, you know, if you don't do the things that He likes, He could punish you. You know,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I knew to respect God. I knew
Mhm.
to fear God. You know, and I knew that I knew that He was in control. You know, like I knew the basics of God, but I didn't really understand that. I didn't understand His sympathy. I didn't understand His love yet. So I think that me actually having a relationship with God, I actually see, like, understand the character of God
Right,
instead of
right,
just
right.
like, you know, God. So that's why I say, like, I knew of God, but I didn't really know God.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest difference, because uh the explanation, like the description of God, face value, I think for most churches, I think is different than
Hmm.
when you actually have a
Right.
personal relationship
It
with God. I
really
feel like
is.
it's different, bro.
it
Yeah.
is.
The God that I grew up to know is slightly different from the God that I like found in my actual life. You know?
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
right,
biggest
right.
difference right
So it's
there.
like you would go to church and hear about it, and then when you actually like met him and like having personal experience, it was different than what
Different.
you had. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that same experience. I had that same experience. Like I would be trying to stuff that I heard at church, and that's not bashing
That's
church.
the
I'm not bashing
thing.
church.
That's the
I'm a
thing.
I am a apologist for church. Like I defend the church. I think it's good to have church. You know, I think church is a good thing. But I would go to these churches, and it was just like I would be trying what they saying,
Yeah.
and it don't work.
Yeah.
I would be
Yeah.
doing everything that they saying to do, and it's like it didn't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
And then I just like I'm just like, God, like, is this really real? Or like, what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
what is happening? Because like I did everything this man said, and like
Mhm.
nothing.
Nothing.
And then when I actually start asking questions like that, all right, God, are you really real? And then he
Mhm.
start actually like you say, I'm praying about this, don't nobody know. And then like an hour, 2 hours later, I'm having a conversation and the person bring it up, and then it takes him bringing it back to my mind, like,
Mhm.
oh snap! Like the conversation with this person over, I'm walking, and then it's like, bro, I prayed about that like an hour ago, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
tripping, but it was just like, and then he started leading me to do different stuff, like, you know, I use this one big thing. A lot of churches was big on like dress codes and stuff, right? Like God's gonna send you to hell for the dress
Right.
code, but he never convicted me about that. And then when I saw that he didn't really, it wasn't as big of a deal to him as some people at church was making. I started, the rebellious nature in me started purposely not dressing so you could see like his essence is not in clothes. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then you start to see how many people are not connected, because the real people, I had people come up to me and I'm sitting there, I'm just a bass player, but I had been having my personal relationship with God. This preacher called me up and he whispered in my ear, he say, "Are you a preacher?" I'm looking like, I got on a leather jacket. I got on my, ain't nothing about me looking preacher-ish.
That was when we used to wear grills and
Bro,
stuff.
and right. So I'm a teenager, like thugged out. And he like, "Are you a preacher?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then he told me, "What are you supposed to tell me?" And I'm like, I know he connected to God. Like I
Mhm.
know he is, because I
Mhm.
ain't nothing about me that say nothing godly.
Exactly.
But I was walking with him though. I was
Mhm.
learning him. I was like
Mhm.
really serious, like trying to commit my stuff. You know what I'm saying? But that's the
Yeah.
whole point right there. The whole point is like what I thought, what I has heard, it wasn't it. So yeah, I mean, I feel
Yeah.
you on that.
I think
I feel you.
my I have a similar like encounter like that, because I was trying to do stuff. I was trying to do church stuff too, like putting importance on church stuff, and I would go through with it, right, and I would do it, but I ain't really nothing really hit. But then like there was a time where I told God something, and I was like, man, you lied.
Yeah, right.
Like, you said you
Mm.
were gonna do something and you ain't even do it. Like you told me you were gonna do that. And,
Yeah, wow.
and like I felt the conviction. I'm like, wow. So like he actually cares about that more than some of the church stuff.
Yeah,
So I'm
right,
like,
right,
so I'm
right,
like,
right.
I said something to God and didn't, I didn't stand on my word, and I felt him way
Yeah,
more
right.
than I did when I was doing the church stuff. And then
Yeah.
once I actually stuck by my word,
Yeah,
I felt the blessings.
you're right, right.
more
Yeah,
than
I
when I
feel
was
you.
doing the church stuff. So
I feel
yeah,
you on
man.
that.
Yeah, man.
I feel you on that. Yeah, that my mindset changed in that way too. Like I start recognizing accountability, because before I was just like, bro, I'm gonna deal with my own consequences no matter what. So like, I'm man enough to do it. I'm man enough to handle it. Like, I can handle it. I can take that. It ain't gonna break me.
Right. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it's all on me. But then after that, it was like I felt like he was holding me accountable. Like I felt like I could tell, like you say, I felt guilt when I didn't do what I knew I was supposed to do. And it'd be something simple like you said you was gonna get the kids this weekend, but you didn't get them, and he would make me think like that boy is sitting there waiting on you and you didn't even show up. I'm picking them up on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It made me immediately like start thinking like that. Yeah. Like, bro, you told your brother you was gonna do this, and now look, the time is coming, and he holding you accountable, and you just, and I would feel guilty, like conviction on stuff like that. Before I'm like, man, forget him. Like, so, but he started holding me accountable. Like my mindset was switched so hard when I'm like, he big on keeping your word.
Yes,
he big on that.
Yeah, like that's one thing God's serious about. Like in the Bible and like in stories, you can see like he keeps his promise.
Yeah,
like even if you break it, like he remembers.
Yes, that's
like,
true.
He would like if you break the promise, like it's consequences with that.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's heavy consequences. But he still keeps his promise, even over the consequences. He still keeps his promise.
Right. See, that's man.
That's
go
the
ahead.
thing about God, because he is firm, but he's also loving and forgiving.
Right.
Bro.
You're right.
And that's something that like you feel like you understand it more when you actually have it in your life. Bro.
Right? Yeah.
I had other instances where like going back to the church thing, like I was doing stuff based off theatrics because like God want. I used to sing in church.
Right.
So like. I wanted to do the whole shouting, like waving my hand, running around the church. And stuff
right. Because that's
like,
that's what you
because that's what I seen. I felt like that's what God wanted to see. You know what I'm
saying? Right.
The theatrics, you know. But then like I think I had an instance where God basically was just like, "Are you doing that for them? Or are you doing that for me?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so that's when I was like, I ain't finna do none of that then. You know, because I don't really feel it. I don't really feel like doing none of that. Like I ain't gonna do none of the theatrics. When I sing, I'm gonna just sing for God.
Right.
Have my own personal time.
Yeah. Right.
Like, that's why every time I would sing, after I would sing, I would go to the back. Like, I wouldn't even worship God in
public. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Like,
wow, that's heavy.
That's how I would do my worship with him, because I'm like, I don't even want them to see me worshiping you, because I want it to be real.
Yeah.
Like,
that's heavy,
I want
man.
it to be just me and you. You know what I'm saying?
That is, bro. That's heavy.
That he cares about though. Like, are you doing that to look like you doing something good? Or are you doing it because this is in your heart?
Right.
You know?
That's
bro. Something that I learned by having a relationship with God, man.
Bro, you know what? That is so convicting. Bro, there are so many people that do it just for the response. People that have this outward show just for the response, so that people can say, he really got the Holy Ghost.
Yeah.
Or he really spiritual. Or she really anointed, you know, but it's all just me just doing it because I know
it's gonna get
that reaction. Yeah. And bro, that is real. And then you know what's crazy about that? Jesus speaks directly to that when he says to the Pharisees, when he says to the disciples, be not like the Pharisees, for they do these things to be seen and heard of men. They have their reward. It's like they doing it for the people, and that's who they get their reward from, the people. That is their reward. You don't be like them if you really doing it. And that's why I always advocate for a person to have their own personal relationship with God in secret. Secretly have a relationship with God. Of course, you speak that, you talk to people, come up to you, you know them. You're not going to just act like you don't know God. But a lot of the things about God are secret. Like I fast in secret. I pray in secret. Sometimes my worship do spill out, you know, when I'm in people. And if I'm feeling it, I'm going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? If I got to cry, I'm going to cry. Sometimes I cut a shout or two, you know what I'm saying? But it's never just putting on.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, I'm a fan of that personal, private, enclosed relationship with God. That's Jesus teaches that. You know what I'm saying? Are you doing it for them? Are you doing? That's good, bro.
Yeah,
that's good.
Look, that's something that I had learned without even reading the Bible. Like,
right.
Oh wow. That's the Bible. So like when I actually started reading the Bible and what Jesus would talk about, especially when he was talking about fasting.
Yeah, right.
Like, yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
That sounds like God right there.
right.
Sounds like God.
That's what's up. Yeah. All right, look, what does it mean to be a Christian? Like, what does it mean to be a Christian? What is your definition of a Christian? Like in your mind, what is a Christian? What does that mean to you?
Say, like, following what Jesus put down for us, but not even just following it, but like making sure, like in your personal life, like you doing what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like living by Jesus. You know, everybody sins. Like you, at the end of the day, you can control your flesh. So you do what you do to control yourself.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
As far as being a Christian, your morals, your internal thoughts, like everything, you know what I'm saying? Everything have to have a balance, you know, with Jesus included. That's what I think being a Christian is like. Just follow Jesus, but like don't make it an image. Like it have to be in you, and it
Oh,
will.
that's
If you
good.
follow Jesus, it will be in you.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna take time. But that's what I think being a Christian is. It's not like you said, like don't do nothing for no people. Do it all for Him.
Yeah.
Like in your personal relationship, it'll grow. Like that's what Christianity is like. Having a relationship with God, and for everybody it's different. It's not gonna be the same for everybody.
Yeah.
But just do your part. Yeah.
I would say the way I would define a Christian is belief that Jesus Christ is the Son of God,
Mhm.
belief that Jesus Christ died for our sins, and belief that God rose Jesus from the dead.
Fundamental.
To my understanding, that's the basics of being a Christian.
Right.
There are more that there is more that comes with it, you know, and it's a personal journey. Now, being a Christian, to my understanding, being a Christian does not mean that you're Jesus. You know,
Right.
being a Christian don't mean that you're Jesus.
Right.
And I think that that's the misconception with a lot of people who are not Christians
Right.
have with Christians. Like
Oh, I
you're supposed
see.
to be Jesus.
Right.
But it's a personal journey. You know what I'm saying? Like we all trying to get there. You know, like, I believe that Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus died for our sins. God raised him from the dead. And I'm trying to walk in the way that Jesus said to walk.
Right.
But I'm still messed up too.
Right.
I think that's what being a Christian is, like trying to walk that way.
Yeah.
Doing what you can to walk that way.
Yeah.
But you know, not really, like you're not gonna be perfect.
Right. That's why I said like it has to be a balance. Like it has to be a balance. You still do what you do, but don't force it. Like everything will come naturally. Like just stay with Jesus. Like that's what you have to do. You have to stay with Jesus.
Yeah. All right. So according to your standard, are you a Christian?
Yeah.
According to your own standard.
Yeah, but I still struggle with stuff. So I ain't gonna say I'm perfect. Like you said, like don't be you not Jesus. So yeah. I mean, I say I'm a Christian, of course, but I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
I still struggle with stuff. So
Yeah, that's real.
yeah.
That's real. I would say that same thing. Like I like that you said we're not Jesus. Then I like what you said.
That's what he said.
When you said, I like to say we're not Jesus, but I like what you said when you said don't make it an image. Like don't make it like this this fake thing that you worshiping this idea. Like it has to be real. Yeah, man. Like yeah. The church lingo. Yeah, I like that though. That's good. We are not Jesus. He was in the Bible. We not in the Bible.
Yeah.
We strive to be like him. So yeah, we all have our own personal struggles. We all have our own personal. I think a Christian is of course believing the fundamentals of faith about Jesus being the way to God. Of course, that he is the only way to God as he describes it himself. We believe that Jesus is the Son of God, the fundamentals. But then also too, I think what makes a Christian is the way that we go about living our lives. And it's kind of like a mixture of what y'all both said. In your mind, right? It's personal, it's internal. Right. It's the thoughts that you have. It's the way that you live. It's the way that you carry yourself. It's the way that you go about doing things, the way that you deal with your own. I was getting to that. The way that you treat people. And that's one of those things as a Christian, I think is so overlooked because people think that as long as I love God, I can treat people in any kind of way. I can manipulate people to get my way. I can cheat people. I can get over. I can get an extra $1 right here. That like that's mistreatment,
right?
And I think that's one of those. I was going to that. That's one of on top of those internal things. Being a Christian, it matters how you treat people. Like how you treat people is basically how you treat God,
right?
And there are some difficult people, right?
Yeah.
So that don't mean you gotta be no brown nose. If y'all know what that mean, like you ain't got a brown nose. You ain't gotta let nobody talk too crazy or be mean or crazy. You can get your point across and be like, you know what, you need to like get away from me, bro. But that means you don't purposely and intentionally hurt purposely and intentionally take advantage of,
Mhm.
misuse, manipulate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think those things constitute being a Christian. And according to my own standard, I think I am a good Christian. I think I'm not even gonna say good. I think I am a Christian.
Yeah.
I think I'm a Christian based on my own, based on my own standard. I think I'm a Christian. That's not to say you make your own standard up of what Christianity is.
Right.
But I just thought that I would ask. I thought that I would ask the question, and then for those who are listening, maybe they don't know what it is to be a Christian. What does it mean to actually be a Christian? And okay, last question. So as a young Christian, right? Of course the standards are still the same, but what do you think are some unique things as a young Christian that young Christians deal with that maybe Christians my age don't deal with? There are a lot of similarities, but what are some different things that a young Christian may face or deal with?
It's a lot, man.
It's a lot.
Fear of missing out. Like fear of missing out is a big one.
That's a good one.
Fear of missing out is a big one.
Boy, look,
For a
man.
young Christian. I feel like fear
of missing out. So
Yeah.
like you think I gotta do this right now, or I ain't never gonna have this opportunity to do it again. I gotta be a hoe right now because I ain't never gonna be able to be a hoe again.
Right. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, that's
A
how
lot of
it's
teenagers, that's how a lot of teenagers think though.
A lot of teenagers want to
Have
they want to have fun.
have
They want to
fun.
imitate the life of like an adult.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Yeah.
times adult comes with freedom,
Mhm.
and a lot of freedom includes things that are not godly. So
That's
sometimes, a lot of times, teenagers or young Christians, they want to indulge in that stuff.
Yeah.
Is that the deception right now? Because that sounds like that's the deception. The deception is, bro, you're gonna miss out if you don't do it now. You ain't never gonna get a chance to do it. So you might want to smoke that. You
I
might
think
want
it's
to.
always been a deception, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's always been a deception.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Now look, man. I'm talking about these young Christians like I'm different, but I ain't.
For real though.
I'm not like I'm a Christian, but I'm not the one to follow, man. I still got a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah, I
like,
see what you're saying.
still got a lot of baggage, a lot of dirt on my
Yeah.
name. But I'm a Christian. I do strive to live better, but man, I ain't the one to follow.
Yeah, nobody perfect though, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody perfect. We all, as Christians, we all struggle with sin. Like, there's not one perfect Christian after Jesus, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Like nobody perfectly imitates that. Everybody struggle, but like you said, like I may not be the person to follow, but everybody have their own personal experience. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I ain't the person to follow either. I'm gonna say that too.
Yeah, you know what? That's kind of the thing with me. I say that, but God has definitely elevated
Right.
me as a person to follow.
Right.
But it didn't, bro. It took years to get some things into practice. So it seems, and that's why I like having conversations with young Christians, because I was definitely at that, bro. Don't follow me. Like, don't even call me reverend or minister, because I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's what I'm
taint the
saying.
name. I'm gonna taint it.
Right?
But like, to be at the place where I am a person that people would follow as an ideal Christian, because I'm still struggling with some stuff too, and still overcoming some stuff too. But then there are a lot of things that I have already overcome. But the point that I was making is that it took time and walking with God,
Yeah.
and He had to clean a lot of stuff out of me and change a lot of my mindsets and mentalities, and like break me out of bad habits and change the way I handle stuff, change the way I speak to people, change the way I do this and do that. And it just took years. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to say follow me either. I'm gonna say we can walk together as we
Yeah,
both
we can
follow
walk together.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I'm not perfect, and I don't act like I'm perfect. I try to live the righteous life. I try to do everything right as I can, speak right, stand up what's right, go after what is right. But I'm not perfect either. But I think it's real humble for y'all to say that, don't follow me, but we gonna walk together.
Yeah,
we all
right.
on the same, we all on the same journey. All right, final question. How if somebody that's watching, and then the floor is open for questions. If y'all have any questions out there in the audience, you could come up to the mic. This is a last question, but if y'all have some questions, y'all can come up and we'll answer them for y'all. How would you tell someone, how would they know that God is trying to reach them? How would they know that God is trying to talk to them? If they don't know God, if they heard about God, or they heard about church, or they kind of on the fence, how do you know, as a young person or as a middle-aged, whatever, how do you know that God is trying to reach you in your own opinion?
You gonna go?
I mean, I was gonna let you go first.
Okay. So my answer would be one way to know, because it's a bunch of different ways, man. Like God God deals with everybody differently a lot of the times. But one consistent thing that I've heard in many stories and in myself, God will eliminate, like, he will get rid of everything else until there's nothing left but him.
Right.
You know,
That's valid.
Explain that.
like say for example, I don't know. I can't even think of an example, but basically putting you in a position to where you have to pray, or
Mhm.
like
Oh, that's good.
where like you want to pray. So like for example, if everything is going well, if everything is going good, your money is good,
You ain't
your
gonna-
life is good, everything is good, you're not really gonna think about God
Uh-huh.
a lot of the times if you aren't really, locked in. But
Right.
sometimes if God trying to get your attention, he'll take some stuff away.
Yeah.
He'll take your money away
Okay, I got
to
you.
where you really gotta be like, God, I ain't got no
I
more
don't
money
have
left.
nothing.
Like,
Yeah.
I ain't got no more money left. And then you pray to God, or like he'll send something to have you sad for a little bit.
Mhm.
Like
Uh,
he'll let something sad happen to you to where you're sad, and you be in your feelings and you start to talk to God.
Right.
ah,
I
Right.
think
That's
that's like
accurate.
a good. I think that's like a blanket term, but he will eliminate everything else to where there's nothing else but him. That's why. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
It'll be definitely be like them subtle changes in your life, like, and you gonna realize it too, because it'll be changes that you, I wouldn't say you idolize them, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, this is something that you like do day to day. Like, he'll remove it, he'll take it from you, like,
yeah.
and you gonna notice that you gonna be like he said, I don't have nothing, I'm down and out. You have
Yeah.
no choice but to pray.
Ah,
Like, basically what he said, for real.
yeah. That's what's up. I would say the same thing. Like whatever you put in that position, you might prioritize it, and then my job just like move it or make it treat you bad or make it hurt you, and then you have to, like, okay, you was priority one, but now I'm gonna put you down in priority number. You know what? But it does make you pray. It does. You're right. When he's trying to reach you, he makes you reach out to him.
Yeah,
That's
like,
good.
like in the story, when Moses came and he was warning Pharaoh, like, he sent a direct warning, but Pharaoh, he was so like, he knew God was trying to reach him, but
Yeah.
he was so
Yeah.
Stubborn, yeah.
God hardened his heart.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It be stuff like that. Like, I feel like if you constantly denying the changes and stuff, like,
yeah. Oh,
you
that's
would
good.
you would just lay in it, and your heart would be hardened. And that's one thing. I don't mean to like steer the conversation.
No.
away,
Go
but
for it, man.
That's one thing I'll be praying for, like, God not to harden my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah.
once you stuck in that, you stuck in it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like once you say you're not gonna do it, then he just reinforced what you decided that you didn't want to do. Yeah. That's a good prayer too. That's like, I think a lot of people don't even recognize, like when you choose to be stubborn. You know, when you choose this course of action, that's literally like you just ignoring. Like, that's why it's a scripture in the Bible that say, in the day you hear my voice, harden not your heart, because you're not realizing that you really actually just being stubborn.
Right.
And you resisting intentionally resisting when what you know is right to do, just to be on your own lane. And just like you said, and this is my job. That's what he did. All right, Pharaoh, you the king, right? Yeah, you the king, and all these frogs is gonna be here. And at the end of the day, he had to Moses pray. Pray for me, man. That's how God do. He'll let it wear on you, wear on you until you just gotta either pray, or you gonna find somebody, talk to God on my behalf.
Yeah.
Like, please pray for me. That's God trying to talk to you. Like, don't ask them to pray for you. You go pray. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's real good. That's real good. All right, look, that was the last question. I'm assuming we don't have no questions from the audience. So that's another episode right here for I call this Conversations After Church. Why is that right there? I don't know.
It's right there the whole time.
Oh man. But look, I want to say thank y'all everybody for watching today. Man, we will be here on the on the first and third Sundays. It may not be as long, but I want to try to be bringing y'all something from our young adults, from our young people, for those young people who not really into church, but you'll listen to a podcast. Hopefully something we said that was, was good. It was beneficial, something for you to think about. You could take you some notes. I also do want to encourage you guys to subscribe to the channel. Sometimes I come on with live prayers. We do live Bible studies and a sermon on Sundays. So sometimes in the morning I do live prayers, just a quick 5-7 minute prayer. We read a scripture and I talk a little bit about it, and then we pray, and I'll be going offline. So subscribe so you can get notified when I'm going live with prayer. And yeah, that's it. It's just another way for you to get closer to God. So that's really it, guys. Thank y'all for being on the show. Thank y'all for y'all time. We going offline right now. Y'all have a good one.